Good evening, everyone. How are you doing on this Monday evening? It rained most of the day today, so I'm kind of excited for that. Here in the Northwest, we love we love the rain. Okay, so I'm flipping while we're waiting for people to come on. We're flipping to Esther. We're going to read Esther 4. We're going to kind of skip over Esther 3 because it doesn't really pertain to specifically Queen Esther. So if you want to, more than welcome to flip back and read chapter 3. I highly encourage you. I mean, it goes with the story. If you have not read the story of Esther, it is very adventurous. Like it's an awesome story. It's just adventurous. It's got all kinds of action and everything in it. I just love it. So today, though, we're going to talk about negative self-talk and why we do it, number one, and how to overcome it. You don't want to, we all have it. It's just always in our lives all the time. So, but I just want to read to you Esther chapter 4, verse 9 through 5:1. I don't know if I'm going to read all that, to tell you the truth, but so one of the eunuchs went back to, I encourage you to read this story because, of course, I would love to be able to just read to you and have a bedtime story, but I don't know if that's really what you want or not, though. Also, I tend to ramble, too, so if I get off track, I apologize. Okay, so I'm going to read this real quick, give you a backstory of Mordecai just found out that Haman was going to, the king has signed a decree eliminating, basically annihilating the entire Jewish population. So Mordecai wants Queen Esther to tell the king not to do that. Please don't kill our people off. So anyways, so important fact here, everybody knows, well, not everybody, a very popular verse from Queen Esther is from chapter 4, verse 11. And who knows but that you have come to the royal position for such a time as this. Okay, everyone knows that part. But the part before that, in verse 9, okay, Esther doesn't want to do that. Like, she's freaking out. Her negative self-talk is taking over. She says, all the king's officials and all the people of the royal province know that for any man or woman who approaches the king in the inner court without being summoned by the king in that inner court, without being summoned by the king, has but one law, that he be put to death. And the only exception to this is for the king to extend his gold scepter to him and spare his life. Okay, so she's literally freaking out that if she goes to the king unannounced, he's going to kill her. That's what her negative self-talk is telling her. You go to the king, he's going to kill you. Okay, and then it says here, but 30 days have passed since I was called to the king. Okay, that's like a very brief, short sentence. But it's been 30 days since her husband has called to see her. Okay? Now, let's just get real for a second. Okay? What kind of thoughts were going through Esther's mind when she said that to Mordecai? Because it's just a brief, I don't know how many words. Count the words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 words. Okay? 14 little words in the entire Bible. But really what is happening in her thought process is, number one, the king has not called me in 30 days. Am I not as beautiful as I used to be? Am I not as charming as I used to be? Why has he not called me in 30 days? Did I do something wrong? Did I burp in front of him? Did I do something, embarrass him? Okay. So the king, for the power in that time, like he had to call her for even to see her during the day or whatever. So she's freaking out. Her self-doubt is taking over. Okay. So why do we have self-doubt? Because we all have the negative thoughts, but really I don't want to have the light. I'm sorry. There's bad lighting in my house. Okay. So we all have it. So why do we have those negative thoughts? Number one, it's to protect us, to keep us from from harm. Our minds don't want us to have any pain whatsoever, physical pain, emotional pain. It doesn't want us to be in pain at all. So it protects us. That's what our negative thoughts are doing. They are actually protecting us, okay? Because she didn't want to die. She didn't want to be beheaded or whatever, hung from the gallows. If the king did not want to see her, she didn't want that to happen. So her negative self-talk is kicking in because it's trying to protect her. Now, you just can't go around and pretend that you don't have those negative self-talks. That's just that's not who we are. You kind of have to embrace the self-talk. You have to basically learn how to love self-talk. Learn how to love yourself. This is kind of piggybacking on from yesterday for what we talked about is loving yourself. Because if you love everything about yourself, you're going to bring a man in who's going to love everything about you also. All the negative and all the good. All the time. Okay? You can't fake it. You can't fake those negative emotions. But what you can do is you can embrace them and you can love them. And when they pop up in your head, you could say, "Hey, I love you. Thank you so much for trying to protect me. But I'm in charge." And those are not the directions that I want to go into. I'm not going to lead down a negative self-talk path. So you can't live your life fearless either. Like everybody says, "Oh, you got to be fearless or whatever." No, you can't be not fearless, okay? Because that would mean you don't have emotions. And of course we have emotions. They're emotions. God gave us emotions. We are going to be fearless, or we are going to have fear. We are going to have anger, and we are going to have an anxiety. But you don't have to let those rule your life. Okay, so I want you to do a little exercise. If you watch the recording or whatever, you can do this. Just take out, I'm all into journaling, okay, if you haven't noticed. So just take out, it doesn't have to be a fancy journal either. Just take out a notebook and a pen. And first off, I want you to, it sucks, okay, this is going to suck. And you can take time if you want. I can do it with you. Just write down all the stuff that you really don't like about yourself, all the stuff that you don't like about being a woman, okay? Just write it all down. Just everything. I'm trying to think of stuff now. What sucks being about a woman? Like wearing a bra with underwire, or having your period every month, that kind of tends to be a pain sometimes. Or the fact, like we just had International Women's Day, like the fact that we still are not treated the same as men, that we don't have equal pay for equal rights. Just write all that negative stuff down. Everything that, everything that comes to mind that's negative. Okay, that's step one. Alrighty, so then write just a list, like you can take a line and just draw it all the way down. Okay, and then take, on the other side of the column, write down everything you love about being a woman. Oh, I was going to read you verse 5:1, okay? That kind of leads into this, okay? Just write down everything that you love about a woman. Let's do that first, okay? So what do we love about being a woman, okay? Number one, we do have a lot of emotion that we can handle, and it's okay to handle. Number two, we can wear beautiful clothes. We can wear silky dresses. We can wear pants and dresses, and it doesn't matter. That we can be awesome, amazing women, that we have our periods so we can have babies. We're nurturing, we're loving. We can do awesome, amazing things. We can, you can have any job you really want, except for you grow up to be a mother. And that is probably the best job that you can ever have. It's awesome to be a woman because you can wear, smelly lotion. You have boobs. Boobs are awesome. Men love boobs. Being a woman, you can get away with a lot of stuff. Men hold doors open for you. The bartenders always ask you for your ID. We can joke about drinking wine all the time. We can drink wine. What else is about women? now I'm trying to think. I should have written that list down. I'll do that. I'll get a list open for you. So, anyways, so do that. So just list, take a couple days, figure out all the things that you love about being a woman. And I'm going to do that too, so I can come up with a little bit more ideas. So anyways, but like I was getting 5-1 in Esther. Okay. So we get to wear jewelry. Okay. Think about queen jewelry. Okay. Esther 5:1 says, on the third day, Esther put on her royal robes and stood in the inner court of the palace in front of the king's hall. Okay, she got to put on her royal clothes, okay? Do you know what that meant? That meant wearing a crown. That meant wearing jewelry. That meant wearing a gown full of exotic, soft fabrics. Those are awesome. Oh, and women have soft skin. Like we have soft skin. So, I mean, there's a lot of awesome, amazing things about being a woman. So I want you to write those down and not focus on the negative. So this week, or to this day, in the next couple days, just practice being soft on yourself, and just allowing yourself to have those negative emotions, but learning how to not let them dominate your day. Allowing them to protect you, but to also say, hey, I love you so much, but that's not the direction we're going in today. That way you're acknowledging you're being 100% yourself all the time. And I think that's where a lot of relationships are lacking, is you're not 100% all the time. You're trying to put on a facade. You're trying to be, I think women are always trying to be happy all the time and trying to be positive. And you can't do that. But you can turn it around, and you can just keep that list with you of all the awesome, amazing things that women do, that you love about being a woman, and just look at that list until it makes you feel joyful and feels excited to be a woman. So, and then also in journaling, I would like you to start journaling every day, is to write out what the perfect ordinary day with the man of your life looks like. Like, does he bring you breakfast in bed? That'd be awesome if you did that every day. But even if he brought you a cup of coffee every day, my ex-husband, I don't call, mother, she passed away. So, but her husband used to bring her a cup of coffee in bed every single day. Now that's love. So I want you to write something like that. What would make you have the most perfect ordinary day with a man who loves you? And write it out. Just write out an ordinary day of waking up all the way to going to bed. And then that way you can see how that comes and manifests in your life. So anyways, remember, you were designed and destined to be the queen of your life. And have a good night.